You know that person who takes 8 hours to respond to a simple, "Hey, what's up?" even though you can see they've been posting Instagram stories all day? Yeah, we need to talk about them. And honestly, they might be onto something you haven't considered. Here's the thing. People who delay their responses aren't necessarily playing games or being rude. There's actually fascinating psychology at work here. Let's start with something called cognitive load management. Your brain can only process so much at once, and for some people, responding to messages requires genuine mental energy they don't have in that moment. They see your text, they register it, but their brain essentially says, "I need to give this proper attention later," and then genuinely forgets. It's not personal. It's just how their processing system works. Then there's the anxiety factor, which is way more common than you'd think. Some people experience what psychologists call response paralysis. They want to craft the perfect reply, so they wait until they have the mental bandwidth to do it justice. The longer they wait, the more pressure builds, and suddenly a simple "sounds good" feels like it needs a dissertation attached to it. It's a self-perpetuating cycle of overthinking. There's also something called asynchronous communication preference. Not everyone thrives on the ping-pong rhythm of instant messaging. Some people genuinely prefer to collect their thoughts, process information slowly, and respond when they're fully present. For them, immediate replies feel rushed and inauthentic. They're not ignoring you. They're respecting the conversation enough to engage with it properly. Now here's where it gets interesting. Boundary setting through behavior. In our hyper-connected world, some people unconsciously train others not to expect instant availability from them. It's actually a pretty healthy psychological boundary. By not responding immediately, they're essentially saying, "I have a life outside this screen, and that's okay." It's less about you and more about them protecting their mental space from the tyranny of constant availability. Consider the dopamine regulation angle too. People who wait to respond might be avoiding the addictive loop of constant notification checking. They're literally rewiring their brain's reward system to not depend on that little hit of validation from immediate back and forth. It's actually incredibly disciplined when you think about it. And let's not forget social energy conservation. For introverts especially, every conversation depletes their battery, even digital ones. They're not being cold. They're being strategic about when and how they spend their social energy. Responding immediately to everything would leave them completely drained. Here's the reframe. Maybe these people aren't the problem. Maybe they figured out something crucial about sustainable communication in the digital age. They've decided that their mental health, their boundaries, and their intentionality matter more than meeting arbitrary expectations about response times. So the next time someone takes hours to text you back, remember this. Their delay probably has nothing to do with how much they value you. It might just mean they value themselves enough to engage on their own terms. And honestly, there's something worth learning there. If you've ever been that person or know that person, drop a comment. Let's talk about it.